Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer and stylist, and very soon published cookbook author. It's coming, and I keep being like, okay, I changed my mind. Can we stop this? But we can't stop it because there are some people across Canada and the United States who ordered my book via an independent bookseller, and they're already receiving their copies because they're in stock and there's no embargo. It's too late. It's too late. Um, what do we do here every single Saturday? We sit and we chat and we plan our. Today I'm planning my month ahead. Um, my debut cookbook debut month, and let me know what you're doing. Some people fold their laundry and do their chores. Other people do meal planning. Other people like they do journaling or art or whatever. If you're watching, come say hi and chat. Let me know what you're doing. Yesterday or last week, and I still have it, but I'm not as bad last week. A week ago Friday, um, so I have reactive hypoglycemia. And a week ago Friday, my blood sugar got too low. And when my blood sugar gets too low, I get migraines. And when that happens, it takes a very long time for my body to restabilize. And so I'm still waking up with migraines and going to sleep with migraines and just having migraines all the time because my blood sugar is just I do not want to be stable. Hello there, Anomic. What are you working on today? Um, so next color in this is this. For real? Yes. This is where we're at. Oh my goodness, there's one missing, I think. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it sucks. And for those who are watching on replay and not looking at chat, Anomika saying that they're sorry to hear that. So, between that and the stress of getting ready, I have guest posts that needed to be written this past week and submitted, and I have on Monday, surprise. I mean, it was supposed to be on the 8th. The recording of Anamika saying their new fountain pens came in, so they will be inking them up and updating their reading journal. Awesome. Yeah, so I was supposed to be interviewed for a show that I really like. It's like a political, social commentary type show. A pal of mine hosts it, and it was supposed to be recorded on the 8th to air on the 11th. Well, they messaged me, um, I think it was Wednesday, to be like, hey, I don't suppose you're free on Monday because there's some other guests that we need to move around. How is that with you? And foolishly, I said, sure. And so I've also been frantically preparing for Monday's recording, and I'm the featured guest, so I have a full 7, 8, 9 minutes segment. Um, I'm very nervous about it. It's like, okay, can we turn this car around? I want to get off. And I submitted a guest post that goes up on the 11th for a site that I've dreamed of having, being a guest person on that site um, since 2008. And they're my favorite author, and I yeah, I did it, but now I'm also like, oh no, What did I do? What did I do? Anomic's asking is, are they going to be asking questions? Yes. It's a sit down interview. They're going to be asking three main questions, and then some like sub follow up questions. But yeah, it's basically going to revolve around three main questions, and it should be available for streaming. Hopefully, they don't do geo blocking. I'm hoping that their YouTube channel, pretty sure streaming it via their network's streaming app would be geo blocked, but they also have episodes on YouTube, and I'm hoping that those aren't geo blocked. And once it is uploaded on YouTube, then I will share a link and everybody can watch it. So yeah, it's not a cooking segment. For that, you need to join my book launch party on the 20th. It's just an interview, uh, and it's like I shouldn't be nervous, but I'm very nervous. I've done. Here's the thing that I don't understand. Maybe part of it I do understand. Like I've lots of TV interviews, like both sides of the camera. I'm not like bragging or anything. Or both like yeah, I've done this lots of times. I've done like I used to be it like I this is not new. And for some dang reason, I'm very, very nervous. And I'm sure part of it has to do um, with being queer in multiple ways and just all the anti queer and anti trans hate that's currently happening, and not just in the States, but also up here in Canada. And I just don't want to be visible right now. Um, yeah, no, the book party isn't on the 5th, it's on the 20th, and the link should be in the description to register. The 20th at 2 p.m. my time, so that would be 5 p.m. your time. I'm assuming you're still on the East Coast. So register for that. Um, you will have your book by then, but even if you didn't, I am emailing people a copy of the recipe that I will be cooking as my publicist asks questions, and so you can cook along or not. You can just relax and enjoy and not partake in the meal, or you can cook a different recipe altogether if that's your fancy. If you already have the book, it's really up to you. But yeah, that is the in-person seating is already 25% sold out. So that's nice. Let's start here. Oh God, I have to put like in big huge letters. It is book launch day. Oh, and just thinking about it, I'm so sick to my stomach. And I shouldn't be. Like this should be a really, really happy, exciting time. Oh, I also had a major interview that went on for like an hour and a half with a local media thing. Still exciting to see the book in my hands. Yes. I'm really, and people have been tweeting me and tweeting me and DMing me pictures of them with their book who've received it early, and it's so exciting to see. Like I love all that part of it, and I'm really happy for it to be out there and all that stuff. I'm just not looking forward to um, being like super visible. And like I had yeah, like a local interview. Um, I'm gonna circle 2 days actually. That they figured it would just be like a quick half an hour interview and just like asking the standard interviews, and then they heard my backstory, my origin story, and it turned into an hour and a half interview, which was fine. But it's like things like that, right? It's a lot. It's draining. It's exciting and scary all at the same time. And I'm like saying I feel that as well. I want to publish my book as anonymous as possible. Yeah, it's just when you are a marginalized person in this climate, any type of marginalization right now, it's not a good time for us. And when you're a person of color, especially for Black or Indigenous, it's just super not fun. So this is a holiday on the 22nd. Stats are number 5. So, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm going to try my best to enjoy it as much as possible and not let my anxiety, like, get the better of me. But, is there some things that are just, like, when it's in the news every single day, it's really difficult to turn it off. And, oh, your holiday's on the 22nd. That's Memorial Day, if I'm remembering that correctly. This is Victoria Day. We're also getting July temperatures right now. Yesterday's high was like 28 Celsius. Today, right now, the high so far is 27.5. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Come on, focus right here. Whatever. There we go. Right now it's 27.4. It's too hot. Yeah, Memorial Day. That's what I thought. So Victoria Day. Okay. So Canada. Um, I need to. I know this is a body check-in, but I mean, what else is it supposed to? I mean, I need a fancy color for. I don't have in my Legend of Color a book launch day color. Um, so I want it to stand out, but I'm just trying to think what other color can I use mm, to make it really like special. Um, maybe. Sorry for my arm. No. The lettering on the book cover is like this yellow, so I think I'm going to use this yellow just because it is appropriate. So we have cooler temps on the East Coast around 13°C here. Wow. I mean, yeah, it should be around 18°C would be normal for this time of year here. But we're getting July temperatures, and I'm not a fan. So Canada book launch, and then rest of world. Though there's some places that are still not launching until the 30th because they don't have them in stock yet, but that's fine. Oh, and then Australia, Amazon Australia is out of stock. And they're trying to get more in as soon as possible. And I don't know how many they ordered, but thank you, Australians, for settling up my book on Amazon Australia. You are amazing. And I don't know if anybody from Australia listens, but yeah, biz meetings. That's pretty awesome, let me tell you. Biz meetings is MG030. So that's the first. Do this first. I have to drop off art at the. I have my art's going to be. Where's one of my pieces is going to be in an exhibit this month. And then I also have my interview. So drop off art in Van Color. So this is Van Color interview. Oops, spelled that wrong. Um, Van Color airs. And yeah, it's always good to hear when it's yes, when they sell out. The 11th, Big Idea live. And the 12th is Six Books live. Yeah, I'm going to do all book things yellow. That makes sense. To me, anyways. Yes. Oh, launch party. Gotta put that in. Or launch event. Friday. The 20th. Put this over, you can't see. Oh, wrong pen. Launch. Event. Okay. I have other. Oh, I got doctor's appointments. Doctor's appointments. Jesus. Dermatology and endocrinology. Where do I shop? Shop on the 12th and put it up here. Shop. Shop. 7th, I think, is my mother-in-law's birthday. Yes. Mum is B-Day. Okay. Let me pull up my calendar. See if there's anything else. There is, absolutely. One more thing. Red color. Okay, that's already got that in. Can we move those? What's this? Oh, that's Quebec. Okay. Book launch, and I have a meeting. CP meeting. Anamik is saying, I wish they could come up with a food delivery service where you could send in recipes you want and they would pack it like a meal kit. Logistically, I don't know how it would work. Way too many variables. Yes, that would be awesome. I've thought about something similar to that. Um, but yeah, instead it would be like you need somebody to be like a personal shopper is the best way. But then you have to like trust a personal shopper to be able to get the right ingredients and like Instacart it or DoorDash it or whatever delivery service um, is there or is like for your area. 16th CP meeting. Back to month. Book launch. I feel like. Oh, no, the 11th. I have another meeting. I think it's the 11th. Yes. Um, Food meeting. Emergency task force. Food meeting. 17th. Registration closes. Registration closes, email, recipe, and Teams info. Um, Either that or a food replicator like Star Trek. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Okay. What else? Um, I am missing something. That's the 8th of June. I don't need to look at June. I only need to look. Book launch. I don't know when other articles and stuff are coming out yet, but okay, so it's a personal time is what color? It's one of these little guys. LCG. Um, color over that. Just and then do I normally color in my shop days? I don't remember. I'm going to. So all may change. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Huh. I still have to schedule them. They will be scheduled by the end of the week. Live plan with me. Live plan with me. And live plan with me. Okay, personal. On his birthday. And this is business. This is business. So I need to go back to business meetings. So this is also kind of like a deadline thing. So I'm going to outline it with my deadline color, I think. Oh, even though it's a book thing. It's a book thing, so I'm going to outline it with my book color, actually. All book things. What is my social media creation color? GG. That's not it. Nope. There we go. Um, Need to days off. Got to do that. If I don't put it in here that these are like days off, even though I'm probably not gonna, I haven't had my Mondays off in a very, very long time because of like bookie things. The captions say, "Oh, that's funny." Like the name Gigi, that is funny. Days off from clients. Is that color? Time off. 5. Stat is 3. No, stat is 5. Time off from clients is 3. That's right. 5 and now 3. Come on. Show yourself. That's 8. That's 3. These may get colored over later, and that's all fine. For now, I do need that reminder. Think, because this yellow is a little like muddy, I'm going to like add the black with it. Canada book launch. And Rest of world. Book launch. Okay. Do I have? I need some book washi and some book stickers before I move on to doing my like month. I have to breathe. I mean, I think what my word for May is going to be breathe and appreciate. Like spend some time slowing down and really because you only have like one debut. I mean, you could debut in multiple genres, but like this is my debut in the cookbook land, and I'm only going to get this once. And I really need to enjoy it. I really want to enjoy it, I should say. Like, it will be very, yes, take the time to take it in. Like, yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Like, I'm also really excited. Like, this book is needed. I mean, this one will work. There's some, like, booky things on that one. Like, I'm very fortunate, and I can't lose sight of the fact that I'm so very fortunate. And a lot of hard work and prep went into it, but, like, I'm doing something that a lot of people never get to do, and they dream of it. And somehow, I mean, I shouldn't, when does this repeat? Phone, oh, there's a lot. I think I'm going to stop it there. I shouldn't undersell, like, all the hard work, like, yeah, I shouldn't undersell all my hard work and stuff that went into it. Like, I should give myself credit where credit's due, something I'm not good at. But at the same time, there is still some amount of luck that goes into it. It's like 90%. In my case, it was like 90% preparation and 10% luck, like finding the right agent and having the enthusiasm, like just being in the right place at the right time, climate type things. Because even 2 years ago, um, no, not 2 years ago, because it was 2 years ago when my book sold at the end of 2020, and I started, yeah, so 3 years ago, 4 years ago, let's go 4 years ago, pre-pandemic. Oh, oh no, now they're going to like delist my video. Pre-Panini, sorry, um, nobody would have touched my book. They would have been like, nope, it's too niche. Nobody cares about disabled people. And then we got the Panini, and I got to write my book. So that's a nice thing. Okay, set up council, set planner for. I have to continue setting my planner for the. I started this. I got to continue. It's taking an awful long time, but there's been so many things that have just like you got to do this press thing, and it's going to be like that for like pretty much me. Anything I want to do, I have to plan on not being able to do it because I will have to do other things. Continue setting up project planner. Hopefully, I remember like what on the heck and heck are you talking about, Jules? Okay, let's find some more appropriate art for this page before I go on and set up my. Um, these are pretty. Okay, come on. You're not going to come out. No, of course not. You're like, take one stamp only at a time. Yeah, these are all fairies. Fairies are not the theme that I'm going with this month. Ooh, this is food. This is very appropriate. So let's do. I mean, there's like no. No, I don't want to cover that up. So I could cover up part of it, I think. No, let's not. Let's not chance it. Because I need every day. Unless there is something that is more appropriate for my cookbook. I'm going to put this back on the top for now. Ew, that's like the Jello. Um, no, I wasn't talking to you. This is like, come on, focus. Focus. You know, like when they used to put salad in Jello? Why did they do that? And this is all retro, like recipes. They're like, what were we thinking as a society? What were we thinking? This one's a pro. Oh no, this is all Jello stuff too. That's hilarious, but it doesn't look like Jello. But these are all like, let's put like fish and stuff in Jello. I bought these specifically because it was like, what were we thinking? This whole, oh, that's actually good cakes and stuff. Mm. There are some in here that are not questionable as to like, come on, world. Where was our brain? I want to use this. This one's cute. Oh, this is cute too. Look at. So we got the dad and the son, and we got the mama and the kids. I will absolutely. I know I don't do things on Sundays, so it is safe. They would have to pay me a heckin' ton to give up one of my Sundays, and this just got all discombobulated. Okay, so we'll put these. I'm gonna put this here. I think I need my tweezers. You know what is right? And I'm like saying I was watching the lady that does the everybody is so creative food vids. Someone had Jello pickle juice and put hot dogs in it. Oh no. I'm trying really hard not to dry heave because no one needs to hear that. Oh no. 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 I refuse. That's just, I'm noping out of that so hard. I mean, I don't mean to yuck on people's yums, but there are some things that are just, nope, 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 absolutely not. And that is one of those things that is an absolutely not. Not in a million years. No. I'm not making saying sorry to be so horrible. It's okay. I'm used to it. My partner does stuff like that to me all the time. I'm not gonna say the thing that they did to me. Was it last night while we were cooking dinner or the night before? It was the night before they said something that was just like, no. And I dry heaved. They, they laughed, but they also apologized because they didn't realize it would get that strong. They knew it would get a reaction from me. They didn't know it would get a dry heaving reaction from me. Um, and I'm like saying, you don't want to know what else you put in there with a vomit emoji. Yeah, I'm gonna trust you on that. I'm no, we are not always. I mean, humans. Why? Why do we do the things we do sometimes? I need to find a little book. I need like little book stickers. I have another typewriter. I know I used a typewriter recently. Let's see if there's like, oh, a camera's appropriate too. Camera's appropriate because I photographed my book. Books, there we go. Those will work. But I also need to find like little little things to fit in there, and I also need to put a birthday thing in that one. And like, I could always draw. Okay, so I'm gonna um, put this here, and this, I guess here. It's a little bit bottom heavy, but that's fine. Namak is saying, if you search the term everybody's so creative, you will see some crazy concoctions in YouTube. Okay. I'm going to make a note of that in my to checkout section of my journal in a second. And I'm going to make a note to steel myself first, because if I don't, and to not watch it while I'm eating, that's another thing. Don't watch it while I'm eating, and steel myself first. So that goes YouTube video ideas, office needs, recommendations list. I know it's not really a recommendation, but I'm putting it there. She does some funny commentary to the vids she finds. Everybody's so creative. Creative on YouTube. Steal yourself. Don't eat and watch. Emphasize under don't. Okay. Back to this. I wonder if there's anything appropriate in here. Maybe like little. Nomic's laughing emoji. Ooh, got some doctor stuff that's appropriate for the end of the week. These are some books, but I want little. I need like little. Little things. I wonder. Looked in here in a bit. Okay, Jules, don't do that. Rosy Posy. I wonder if there's anything that will fit that's in here. Doubt it. These are all pretty big. I like that color. Now, these are all good for other things, though. So that's a no. That's Halloween. Don't knock everything over, Jules. These are all like autumn stuff. Yeah, these are all spooky season stuff. Do not fall. I do need to grab this, though. I'll leave that in a minute. Put this back. Okay. Bookish things. I really should have organized, pulled some stuff beforehand. But yeah, my week's just been a week. Trio, I posted on Mastodon. I use Mastodon as well as Twitter. I'm hoping I get my Blue Sky invite soon, because I'm looking for a Twitter alternative that actually works for me, because Felon Husk is just destroying it, and they removed hate speech protections and a bunch of other things, and it's just not a good place. But yeah, as I said on um, Mastodon the other day, I feel like I'm drowning, and I haven't felt that way in a very long time. And I know part of the reason why I'm feeling drowning is that I have found, and I journaled about this one day, that on the days that I don't have time to like open up my planners, because it's literally like no time to stop and do anything. It's just like running from one thing to the next, responding to 1,000 emails in a row. Thousands, like a little bit of an over exaggeration, but it's still like spending hours in emails and coordinating things and text messages, coordinating things and just like getting things done. Um, I feel like I'm drowning. Yeah, it's a go, go, go. And on those days and weeks where I don't have time to open it, and then by the time I'm done my workday, I'm just too tired to like open it and like spend some time in it. I just feel really disconnected, and it is really difficult on me. Yeah, I feel like I'm drowning. Is the best way to articulate it. And so yeah, and I don't like that feeling because I've worked very hard through like using journaling and mindfulness and just other things that I learned in trauma therapy to not have that feeling because it's very easy for that to spiral into other things. And so I really need to figure out how to, um, that's not going to fit, is it? How to, especially this month, that's going to be a lot of like last minute media availabilities and like there's people who keep checking my appearances page on my author website and there's nothing in there except for my launch party only because, well, no, that's no room for that. The food hub is still being built, and so a lot of my cooking classes that will also be done remotely, we can't schedule them yet. Um, but also, like, I just have to keep stuff clear for May and going into June. I have, like, people have reached out to me to, like, do conferences in the fall, but none of the dates have been firmed up yet. And so, but yeah, I have to keep everything open, and that leaves me untethered. And an untethered Jules is not a happy Jules. Do I have a U? No. Oh, I do. So CUTK. Yeah, that will work. The initials for my book. C. It sounds almost like I'm gonna say something else. CUTK. Go. That works for that. And then, um, how about it's not really a newspaper article, but I've been waiting for this day since 2008-ish, 2009, somewhere around there, to be on my favorite author's website. So that's close enough. Um, do I have like a little envelope for this day? That would be good. Little letter or an envelope. Not on that one. Not on that one either. Those are all too big. I'm like saying, good. I am not the only one who paused when he did those initials. Yeah, it's every time I do it. Um, every single time, because it's the initials for my book. And it's like, I gotta make sure that I'm writing out that it's like not the bad thing, because that would be bad. That would be really bad. Imagine Imagine if my book initials were that. Holy cow, we wouldn't be able to use it because any email that is about my book, either between um, me and my publicist or publisher or like the editor, right? Anybody in house, or between me and my agent or other things, right? We use the initials. And imagine if we went with a book title, not thinking about it until we went to use the abbreviation. That would be bad. That would be, oh my gosh. uh, that's bad. I should not be laughing that hard at it. But I like stuff like that happens. Like you're supposed to Google, like if you have a pseudonym, you're supposed to Google it first just to make sure that it's not like some really bad person that you don't want to be associated with, like already has that name. Same with book titles, right? You're supposed to Google book titles first to make sure that you're not competing with something that you'll never be able to bump out of search rankings. And I'm just thinking, like, imagine if we didn't think about that. Like, that's a new thing. Like, I sometimes teach courses on like publishing and how to get like, so you want to cook a book, as an example, for people who want to be cookbook authors and cookbook photographers, or maybe who wants to do both. And that needs to be a thing that I put on the list is like make sure your book's initials, because they get abbreviated in email, are not something that is like bad, like a swear word or an offensive word for a body part. Let's just make sure of that. Take the 2 seconds. I'm looking for an envelope. I know I have an envelope somewhere. If I don't, like that's just ridiculous. Unless I've used them all, because that could actually be quite possible as well. I guess. Oh, that fell. No. Let me let me look in my other one. I have other. I have to not. Oh wait, is there envelope on my washi? That might be possible. No, there isn't on that one. Let's go to this book. There are too many things to think about when it comes to titling your book. Yep. So these are all like bigger ones. Maybe in here. Maybe. Oh man. I think there are some funny ones that you could accidentally do, like fart. Wouldn't it, oh, here we go. Here's an envelope. Wouldn't it be hilarious if your book's initials were fart? Now I kind of almost want to do that with a book. It's like I purposely named my book Fart. Let's make people um, this this can go over. That's fine. That's fine. No one's laughing. I mean, there's some that would be funny. There's others that would just be like, oh no, what did we do? Back here. Um, and I had some coffee cups. I think I put them in the other one. I want to put some coffee cups on my shop day. I think they're in here. I think I saw them in here. Yeah. Please read my book. Fart. So maybe it's in this one. I know I saw them. I had them. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time looking again. But you know what? It's like kind of really out of place. But here, let's use some cartoony food stickers for my shopping days. That one. And let's do let's do a carrot. I know I won't be shopping carrots that day because I buy like a ton of carrots at a time. But let's do that. So we are trying to clean up fart and editing today. Yes. Gosh, that would be so fun. So fun. Uh, I mean, pie humor is fun. I don't. Whoa. Whoops. That was bad. Let me fix this. I don't care what anyone says. I will. Potty humor is just, it's a good way to stress relief, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I am done with this for now. I need to go to my daily. Actually, first, let me put in my month stickers. And when I get to 9, I gotta put all like the book release things in March stuff again. Oh, I gotta not think about it. Every time I say the words, like my stomach instantly becomes very nauseous. Okay, let me. So yeah, I put it down here. Here, I need this. So this can go. I think I want to put it on the outside this month. Let's see. I need to look back at my like what I need to so set up cooking project. I'm into that. Get back into planners. I would say I wasn't unsuccessful, but it was like 2.5, 3 weeks in my planner, and then this past week I fell out completely. I got my PR stuff done. I did a no spend reconnect. Kinda. I mean, so it wasn't a bad month considering this month things I have to do, goals, themes, is just survive. Like that's all I want to do. The one thing I didn't do this month that I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say upset, maybe kinda, is I didn't do, I mean, I got some daily, like 1 sentence journaling done, but I didn't do my every Sunday journaling. Still here, so that's is a win. Yes. I mean, I'm still, it's not like I've given up on planning. It's not like I've given up. You know how a lot of people, like, they buy their planners and then they just never use them or they don't work for them or whatever? Like, that's not where I'm at. It's just finding the energy and the spoons. I mean, it's really finding the energy, not being so spent. I'm having to do so much mental work that is just one more thing, and my brain power is like, nope, we are done. No more of that. And that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I don't feel bad about it. I think part of it is like, I miss having like a firm project that kept me in my planners instead of being pulled in 100 directions. Another saying is I'm almost giving up on the Hobo Weeks that I bought by accident. I've tried to repurpose it, but don't really need it right now. Yeah, I mean and it's not really like it's not a failure. But there is still, for me, there's that disappointment of, well, I could have used that money on something else, or just sadness. It's not really so much of a FOMO, but still, like, I really love the idea of it. But there's that disappointment when you love the idea of something and the idea of it does not live up to the reality. That's what it is for me. It's just like grieving something that you wish that you were hoping to be a thing, and then it just didn't work out, and that's crooked, and I don't care. So, I mean, you might use it for, I don't know, jotting down recipes or something later, or like a random notepad, shopping lists, maybe. Who knows? Unless you probably already have something else, but those are just something not at all planning, just like a catch-all dump. Keep it in your bag. I'm not going to assume you use a purse. Keep it in your car. Keep it somewhere so that you have somewhere quick and easy to dump information in. Oops, come on, Jules. Close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be close enough. Monomic is saying that in my castle, just clicked on the wrong book. I wanted the Hobo original. I should have returned it by the last. Yeah. Yep. That happened to me when I bought my Hobo cousin. I wanted to buy the Avec. Um, Turned out the Hobo cousin, I was still able to use it for the purposes that I wanted to use it. And then I got a Hobo Avec that was meant to be for 365. 365 didn't work out because of food inflation. It would have been perfect. So my Avec I'm still going to use for for my next major cooking project that I'm still planning. Um, and that's part of the problem is I don't have a big project to work on right now. I have an idea. I'm starting to work towards it. It keeps getting interrupted because of like book launch things, which is fine, and I'll get into it and it will get done. There's always, and then I have um, my YA that's still in like a holding pattern that it will get done at some point. Part of the problem too is that with my next cooking project, like I also have my gardening book that has been put in a drawer for now that might get pulled out of a drawer really, really quickly if Crip Up the Kitchen does really, really well, then um, I will have like an even bigger standing to be able to like get the gardening book published with a big publisher. So like I have all these starting projects and all of them are on like in some type of holding pattern. All and how like what happens with them all depends on an event that hasn't happened yet. And that is really like my brain does not like that. My brain likes structure. It likes to know exactly where it's going. And we've set up some great things to be able to just like boom go with them. But it is exactly that at this point. It's all just a setup. And it's nothing, it's all in flux. And I don't do well with influx. I don't do well with having to be like, oh, Can we bump up your interview date? Like a whole week or 2 weeks in advance? Sure. Let me just rearrange my schedule. And it's fine. Like, I'm not complaining. But there is, like, my brain that is very much live or die by my schedule. It just does not do well with it. Author problems. And it's so weird. Like, I can't be the only debut author because I see all these debut authors that are just like, ooh, this is so great, and none of them talk about the anxiety of debuting. And maybe it's because they're all like white people and white cis people, I should say, white cis hets, and maybe that's why like they don't have to think about the fact that like I semi joked on Twitter the other day. They are just hiding if they feel it too, maybe. But like I semi joked on Twitter, was it yesterday or the day before, that I can't wait for my book to be banned in parts of the U.S. because it talks about white supremacy and it dismantles white supremacy. And there's many states where that's not allowed that's not allowed anymore. And I mean, not every debut author has to worry about that. So that's as an example. And it will be great. Like, that will be, I mean, if my book gets banned, hell yeah. But also, it brings out the haters. Like, that's the whole. Being a debut author right now, when you're writing something that has any type of social justice issues tackling, and then if you're marginal, like, it's stressful enough, and if you're marginalized, then even more so. And most authors who are dealing with those topics in their books are marginalized because publishers now don't want to publish, rightfully, don't want to publish books unless the book is written by the person that the marginal, like, it has to be true representation and not just somebody writing about an experience that is not their own. Like, don't write a character that is a person of color unless you yourself is a person of color, as an example. Because publishers don't want that. They only want to publish that when it's written by, like, the experiences are legitimate. That's are true, which is a nice change. Um, I know, like saying, I think most are not really reading the targeted books. They just go by the title and cover images, so you should be safe. But the title is a social, like, everyone, I mean, politicians at least know the Crip Up movement. And it's in the title, it's in the book synopsis. Book buyers know it because it's in, like, there's like extra data that book buyers get that have, like, it's that extra, they get, like, information about the type of marginalization that the author is, if the author has disclosed that to the publisher. They get, like, all the themes that are, like, there's, like, BIZAC tags, and booksellers get all that information. So, like, one of the BIZAC tags is colonization and decolonization. So they will know that the book tackles that when they go to buy it. That information is there. So a lot of booksellers in certain parts of the U.S. I mean, there's lots of libraries and stuff that have the book, but I can almost guarantee you, as an example, that getting my book in a library in Florida is going to be impossible, as an example. And I'm like saying, I think that it's silly, though. You can't write fiction about a vampire because you're not a vampire. So, no, that's different. That's different. That's different. No, you can write about vampires and werewolves and fantasy things. If you were going to make a gay vampire, though, or a trans vampire, a publisher would prefer it that the author is like gay or trans, or if there was going to be themes about, I'm not going to say Florida is just crazy, it kind of is, or if there were going to be themes about racialization and racism in it, like the vampire is also a person of color, then they will want the writer to be a person of color. Vampires itself, though, because that is fantasy, or orcs, or elves, or whatever, that's different. And I'm not laughing at you. I just love that comment. I just love that comment. That's not what it means. uh, this month's goals themes. This month's goals and themes. Themes. I understand that would be a step too far. Yes. Imagine though. I mean, though, if you're going to write like, I wonder. No, it's kind of different. I was gonna say if you're going to write a book about like people who practice like vampirism, you would either have to be somebody who practices vampirism or like more on the nonfiction side, uh, or uh, like a psychiatrist or psychologist whose main practice is people who practice vampirism. Um, when it's not fiction, you absolutely, except for like if you do have to be like words for this month. Let's start here. Words for this month. It's going to be breathe, and enjoy. This month's goals themes. I mean, surviving this month seems like a really ridiculous goal. So I will survive it regardless. I mean, but I still like, how can I make it clear that this whole entire month is going to be about like stopping and smelling, be present. That's be present. That's the word. Stay grounded. Be present / grounded. That's that's my goal for this month. No, like saying, I agree nonfiction is more understandable. Some are trying to bring that over to the fiction world as well, though, and I think that it's silly. Well, see, the thing is, it's not silly, only because 90% of authors are white cishet men. And, um, mm, like, the best-selling list on New York Times is often, always, white cishet men. And so they need to diversify writing and make sure that all, because white cishet men overall cannot write about like the experiences of like in a way that is accurate. They often revert to a lot of stereotypes and harmful tropes. And so to combat that and to make sure like you know what you there's the saying that you don't know you can be it unless you can see it. And so publishing is now trying to make sure that everybody is represented in a way that they can see themselves truly, and to make sure that publishing is more representative of the population at large. And the only way of doing that is to make sure that the books being published about experiences that are marginalized and historically excluded is to make sure that they're written by those populations. So, and until the best-selling list isn't most of the time white cishet men, then there needs to be space purposely made for historically excluded voices. And that's why they're doing it, just to make sure that publishing represents the readership, and that representation is like authentic. And there's like they understand like not one queer person can speak for all queer people. There's 1,000 different ways of being more than 1,000. There's like if you met one queer people, you've met one queer person. If you've met one autistic person, then you've met one autistic person. If you've met one black person, then you've met one black person, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't understand all of those different experiences until you have at least 1,000 black people writing about those 1,000 different black experiences. And white people can't do that. I mean, they can like talk to a bunch of black people, but there's still stuff missing. Like that black instead of like talking to black people and taking their stories, let black people and like profiting off of other people's stories, why not let black people profit off of their own stories when they're better to tell those stories? Canada Pub Day. Hopefully that makes sense. Because it is, like, publishing is still very much a white man's club. White cishet club. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. 15th. No, 16th. Rest of world. World. And it also comes to, like, something that I talk about in the introduction of my cookbook is that before I created Disabled Kitchen and Garden, I found every single, like, article about how to make your kitchen more accessible was written by an able-bodied person, and none of the tips worked because they didn't know. They have no. It was all based on theory for them, and it was very very frustrating. Like my book, there's one book written by like a food, but it's more about food aversion, and one other cookbook coming out this year, written by an autistic person about food aversion. And every other disability cookbook is written by like somebody who has not experienced the disability firsthand and doesn't actually quite know. And it's frustrating because they don't work. They all make assumptions that aren't true, or they make broad generalizations that are not um, easily adaptable, if that makes sense. Rest of world pub day. And then 20th, book launch party. I mean, I think it would be different if the majority of books were written. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. I mean, I think the last numbers was like 88% were written by cis white men of all books published in, I think, 2021. So that's quite the disparity. Um, this is book launch party. Book launch party. Um, Anamik is saying, I just don't want them to exclude the few fictional characters of color we see because they are told they cannot write POCs. I mean, but they're publishing more POCs is the thing. I mean, some publishers don't care and they still will, but a lot of publishers, like they will, and a lot of agents, they are specifically going out of their way to find authors that are marginalized. And there's a whole bunch of new agents that are coming on every single day, and their whole entire manuscript wish list is either for BIPOC authors and or queer authors, and that's all they want to hear from. And there's a lot of acquiring editors. That's all they want to hear from. And it's not to say there was an article some time ago by like a dude who makes $1 billion a year publishing his books, um, who was complaining about it. And it's like he's publishing a like there's still publishers like it's I mean like really horrible people are getting book deals. There's no like the people who are already like existing in those spaces, they're not at jeopardy. um and I'm like saying that is always a good sign. More marginalized voices out there is always a plus. Exactly, that's what it's about. It's about making room. Well, I mean, the people who are already in those spaces are fine, but it's about making space for people who have historically not been allowed to be in those spaces. Things I want to do. And that, yes, James Peterson is whom I'm talking about. White males Reddit. Yes, exactly. I'm glad you knew who I was talking about. I didn't want to say his name. What if there's like some algorithm that descends as trolls? Like suddenly it shows up in their algorithms, and they're like, why do we want to watch this one? Oh, some person is um, trash talking our god. But yeah, it's like it's that. It was like, dude, there's no you don't have to worry. You're fine. You have money. Like, yeah, you have things I have to do. Things I. You know what I'm gonna put my things I have to do? I'm gonna allow my book to be published. Just because I personally want to keep the reminder that I just wanted to skip over May into June. And I'm saying it was such a ridiculous statement, especially coming from him. Exactly. So, things I have to do. Let my book be published. Let my book be published. Things I want to do. Another no spend. And I mean, enjoy my month. Enjoy debut. And that's important to put there too. Um, what I was able to do, I was able to do. What I couldn't do, I couldn't do. What I did, oh, Porthos. What I did, um, what I reflected on, I, oh, this month when I fill this in tomorrow, the what I reflected on is basically book things. I don't know if I want to be more specific. So when I look back at this later, I understand that I had a lot of trepidation and nerves, and like what are the what's causing that, like the because like you can't tackle something unless you can identify it. And like I really need to like why? Because I've never had stage fright before. I've never had cold feet before. And it makes no sense for me to not be like full on, especially because I was like so excited for this. Um, and I know part of it is like the current climate and other parts of it. There's something more to it that I still, oh my, that I need to untie, that I need to unknot. That's, I think, a good. I'm not saying maybe because you are so excited it is amplifying the feelings. You know what? That actually could be it because fear, not fear, yeah, fear and excitement are actually the same processes in the body. They work exactly the same on the nervous system, and your brain can't actually tell the difference between when you're happy or when you're afraid. It's more the thought processes that you're having that tell you if those feelings in your body, the amped adrenaline, the elevated heart rate, the your muscles getting ready to spring into action. All that stuff happens in the exact same ways if you're afraid, anxious, or if you're excited. And so that actually that's a really that is that could actually very be it. Is that because I have that excitement, it's just making everything extra. What I bought and what I learned. I did buy a book. I bought my friend Phil Plait. He Under Alien Skies. It's a nonfiction astronomy book, and that doesn't count as a no spend. My no spend is for like journaling supplies because I have a bajillion of those, and I need to use those all up. Um, so what I have to do, yeah, I just have to let my book be published. Um, I have to do like promotion things again. So I know I will have like interviews. So PR stuff. Put that in here too. Oh, PR stuff because I know I have more of that coming up. Oh my God, Archer is snoring so loud, but because he's on the couch, I doubt you can hear him. Namek is saying, "Don't try to justify you breaking of the rules, Jules." Sarcasm. That's funny. Okay, what else? Enjoy the debut. Things I have to do. Breathe, enjoy. Words for this month's themes. I think that is that. I want to. Yes, I have time. I want to add. Do you know what I meant to say and I haven't finished it yet? I'm really surprised I have not printed off. I'm going to put that on my to-do list for Monday. Um, Printed off my book cover in sticker form, like on the photo paper. The what is it? The Zap? No, you know what I'm talking about, though, right? To like, I need to have my book cover in my book, and normally, like what I had planned to do was to print it off on regular paper. And hello from Sweden. Hello, Solange. We are just about to wrap up, but I am glad that you made the last little bit. What are you working on? How was your month of April? So yeah, I was going to print them off on regular paper, but something happened. Like we had to switch internet connections, and there's something with the Wi-Fi where it's not printing, and I think I have to factory reset my printer and reset everything up because it's not printing, and so I need to do the photo paper to be able to put my book cover in the actual print book cover on photo paper. Need to do that. Um, how many times though do I need to do that? Is the question. But also, so let's do So I know I had like ones like, oh, that's too big and it would be great for this. And I put it somewhere and it's really late there in Sweden. What are you? Are you UTC plus two? That's late. So that would make it's like currently 10. Is it like past midnight in Sweden right now? Am I doing the time zone correctly? Glad you're here. Yes, big book. Looking for big book. I'm gonna have to finish this late. Oh, maybe in here. Finish this later. Um, I can't find it. I'm gonna put my book cover there. Is what I'm gonna do. Oh my goodness. I have to breathe. I will make it through. I have done I also have to keep reminding myself that I have done like grander things that were more stressful, I should say. Maybe I've done way more stressful things and I survived them. I will survive this. I have to keep reminding myself of that and like that part that keeps trying to freak out. I just need to tell it to like shut up. I've done this before. Solange is saying I'm amazing. 2336. Oh, interesting. Thank you also for the amazing comment. 2336. So, yeah, so UTC plus one, not UTC plus two. Interesting. Well, thank you for joining so late, even if it's only for a few minutes. Really appreciate it. Hope that we get to see you again sometime, like earlier. If you are, I normally start at um, 9 p.m. British Daylight Time, so 9 p.m. UTC, which would be 10 p.m. for you. Anomic saying, have a good upcoming week. It was good chatting with you. I will see you next time. Yes, thank you. I'm going to wrap up now. It was very good to see everybody who popped in. And yeah, if you want to put in your calendar, Solange, 11 o'clock your time, and that is when I start every single Saturday, except for on the 20th, which is my book launch event, which will be virtual. And if you want to join for that, there is a sign up link in chat. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful week. Um, and until next week, which will be a couple days before my book launch. Can't believe it. Yeah, so until next time, have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.